So Fox Business is going to sputter out here when they try to grapple with the fact that some left-wing ideas are actually incredibly popular. Take a look.
All right, well, Republicans might be feeling pretty confident, but they might want to read the results of this latest Fox News poll that shows Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, is more popular than the Republicans' tax reform plan, than those tax cuts. Medicare free for all, free college, more favorable than a border wall. That's early on here. But should Republicans be paying more attention than they apparently are? Former Ted Cruz campaign pollster Chris Wilson on all of that. What do you think of all this, Chris?
Well, I think if you pulled Santa Claus's program to give away free gifts at Christmas, it would also test very well. But the problem is you can only give away so many things for free before you're going to bankrupt the entire company. And so as you look at things like free Medicare for all, which is, look, Medicare is a popular program. So people hear that, oh, it's going to be free, it's going to go to everybody. What could go wrong with that? Or if you gave free ice cream to everybody, that would also test very, very well, Neil. But the bottom line is these things cost money. And if you're going to pay for free college tuition, that means you're going to be paying for middle and upper middle class Americans to go to college for free, paid for by working class families. And the fact is, as these programs are peeled back and the American people learn more about them as we go through the campaign season, I think you're going to find these kind of numbers dissipate very quickly, and you're going to have real choices between actual policies that cost money and the American people will understand what they cost, and ones that are going to impact the economy positively versus those that impact it negatively. And we'll see a more legitimate, sort of honest debate about these issues than maybe you're getting in the way that they're being presented to the American people right now.
I just get a sense, Chris, and I could be wrong, that Republicans are underestimating this.
You would be correct, Neil. You would be exactly correct. So I finally put my finger on one of the most annoying things in the national discourse, and I'm sure you're going to notice this as soon as I lay it out for you here, but one of the tricks of both corporate Democrats, but also the Republicans and far right-wingers, is that they will pose a question to lefties, okay? And it'll often be just surface-level, entry-level garbage nonsense like you did right there. Oh, yeah? What will it cost? And then what happens is we respond, and we give a solid answer. And then what they do is they ignore your response, as if you didn't answer it. It's like, wait, you asked a question, I'm answering it in detail, and then they're just like, but what will it cost? Wait, well, we answered it. Why are you not acknowledging that we answered it and then reacting to our response? They just reiterate the original point or just totally ignore it and act like we didn't respond. So here, I'll answer it again, and watch as they will proceed to never address this stuff. So the question is, what will it cost? And then they add the snide bullshit of I'm sure Santa Claus is popular too because he gives away free stuff. Okay. Well, so on the issue of Medicare for all, one of the main things we're proposing, here's the answer. Here's how we pay for it. It actually saves money. So when you eliminate the unnecessary, rapacious, mafia-like for-profit middleman, and you eliminate everybody's premiums, their deductibles, and their co-payments, and you get rid of the profit margin for that middleman, you know what happens? It saves $5 trillion, I almost said million, $5 trillion. That's not my opinion. That's a detailed study from the University of Massachusetts Amherst. There's your answer. It saves $5 trillion. Now, while we eliminate the private tax, because that's what it is, the private tax of health insurance payments, there's an increase in public tax. But it's a net savings. Understood? That's the answer. That's it. Done. Saves money. That's it. That's the answer. Now, will they respond in a way that addresses the specific points we just made? They won't say anything, or they will say, oh yeah? But how will you pay for it? I just answered it! I just fucking answered it! Are you not... what the fuck's wrong with you? And then the other one is, so free college. Oh yeah? How will you pay for that? Okay, very simple. I think Bernie's plan pays it through a Wall Street transaction tax. So you take a very tiny fraction of people who trade all day, do casino capitalist bets nonstop. They won't even feel it, but you do a tiny Wall Street transaction tax, and it would cost, I think it's about somewhere between $60 and $80 billion a year for free college. You know how little that is in context? You could fund free college with just the increase that we had in this year's military budget. You understand that? Not the whole military budget. Not the whole military budget. Just the annual increase that we just got. Now, by the way, nobody, no Democrat, no Republican, nobody in media except us here at New Media, nobody was like, well, what the fuck? Nobody's saying, how are you going to pay for that massive increase in military spending? Because they just grandfather it in. They're like, whatever, it's military, fucking throw money, endless pit, nobody cares. Notice they never have the same logic for stuff that would actually help regular people, like free college. Where the response is, well, what do you mean, how much does it cost? It's irrelevant. That's necessary. It's an investment in the future. And by the way, that's what it is. It more than pays for itself. That's what the studies have shown. It more than pays for itself. But that's how little it costs, just the less than the increase that we just had annually for the military spending. Now, there's my answer, dipshit. You got a response? He will give no response. He will give none whatsoever. And if he does say anything, he'll just reiterate, but how much does it cost? So here's the thing, man, and this is what everybody needs to take away from this. This isn't an honest debate. This isn't an honest conversation. And they have no real responses. None. Now, Stuart Varney, no, that's not Varney, that's Cavuto. Neil Cavuto is the one who's being pretty honest there, and he's like, I think we're all underestimating this. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because you know what? People are hearing what I'm saying. People are hearing what Bernie's saying. People are hearing us. They're hearing the left-wing responses. And since you're failing to actually engage with us, who the fuck do you think is going to win? Good luck.